What's your biggest fear and how do you cope with it?
My biggest fear is to be ignorant to
Ooh.
myself, to what I truly want. I'll give you an example. If I know I have to do something and I'm not doing it because I'm being ignorant to the consequences of that thing that's going to manifest in the long run.
Mm.
So, say for example, not controlling my emotions, which I think I do a good job, but there's room to improve. So say I'm not controlling my emotions and I'm not doing anything about it. I'm just ignoring it because it's like, oh, this is just the way I am. But there are different things on, say for example, you missing training because you're just being ignorant on the consequences.
Mm.
Like you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna be fine, or like you're not doing coach hours. You're doing coach hours just because you tell the people that you're doing coach hours, but when no one's watching, you're not really doing it. So I think I'm really really afraid of losing that self-conscious reflection in a way that I love being in control in a way, but I'm really afraid to lose it one day. And I don't think I will. But if that will happen, that would probably be my biggest fear. To lose the self-reflective side of myself.
And how do you sort of cope with that by not losing it now?
Just by staying true to myself. Just by, if I'm doing the thing and I know it's the right thing to do, I'm gonna do it. And if I know it's not the right thing, I'm not doing it. But I'm not perfect. Sometimes I miss training, and sometimes I eat shit food, and then I think like, why did I do it, and what happened? Like, I guess it comes all down to self-reflection and picking yourself back, and because you're always going to fail in different things and fail at habits, but just not being too hard on yourself, just getting back and like, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. So I think so yeah, I'm really afraid to lose that, but at the same time, even if I lose, I'd like to be. Even if I'm losing it, I'm trying to be as compassionate as possible to myself, because I don't think that when you so strict on yourself that you even that you even are afraid of yourself, it doesn't really do you any good for you. You can't encourage people by discouragement, I guess. So yeah.
That's beautiful, man. Next question.
Mate, you know what? Like, I'm gonna ask you the same question. What do you fear the most?
What do I fear the most?
Because I literally have the same question there.
I would say my biggest fear is, it used to be regret, but I don't think it's regret so much anymore, because I try and live my life not by that. I think my biggest fear would be probably failure. And I know
How would you define a failure?
Well, exactly, because failure is part of the process in order to succeed. So it's like, for me, it's quite like a almost like quite controversial.
Yeah, it
conflicts a lot. But I think failure for me would be like wasted time. I'm terrified of wasting time.
Do you think you're wasting time?
No, unless if it's planned time, then planned wasted time, then no. I don't think I'm wasting time. I think that it's more like, if I feel like at the end of the day I've not done what I wanted to achieve, I'm like, that's like my biggest fear. It would be like looking back on my life and being like, I didn't fully take advantage of what I had. I didn't, which I suppose is like a regret.
It's very, very similar to what I said, to be honest, I think,
Yeah, like it's kind of, it would be looking back at my life the last however many years, like let's say, and I kind of was sat there looking at it being like, I didn't quite take advantage fully of this experience. I didn't live it.
Yeah. And
I think that's my biggest.
You know what helps me to conflict that and control it? Because I completely understand what you mean. So what I remind myself, so I'm going to ask you the question. Do you think what you're doing right now is a waste of time?
No.
So you can't feel that is a failure even in 20 years because you simply didn't know if you're wasting time or not.
It's true.
Because how can you know that you're going to waste time if at this moment you feel like you're doing the right thing?
It's like the thing of where you only know what you've got right now.
Exactly.
You can only make a decision on the
Exactly.
basis of what you know. Like, you can't
Exactly.
predict the future. But I think it's more kind of, and I know exactly what you're saying, and I completely agree. And I think that's a really great way to look at it. It's like, I can only navigate with what I currently know and what I have. I think it would be, I don't know, I've never wanted to just sit on the sideline and let life watch life
Exactly,
go past me.
Yeah.
Like, even now, like, I've been in London 6.5 years now, and if I look back at that time, there's definitely some time where maybe I could have been a bit more pushing, a bit more like, maybe a bit more urgent.
You always can do more.
But you can always do more. But at the time,
Yeah.
I felt like I was doing too
exactly.
much. So it's always one of those things. Like, and I think that was like for the pandemic, when I felt like I was wasting time, I was like, nah, I'm not. I need to take advantage of this.
Yeah.
And I think I cope with that by just constantly trying to put myself in a position where I feel challenged.